Hey, my name is R.W. Rushing, live out of South Austin, and this is my show. I am doing the best I can to make you chuckle so hard that your esophagus comes up through your throat, out your mouth, blood everywhere, and you drop dead. Man, if I'm doing that, I'm not doing my job. And if you come at me later, I'll give you a refund on your ticket. Is that a deal? Good. Anyway, this is a absolutely true story. And if you listen to the story, you're like, golly, there ain't no way R.W. Rushing could have made that up. Guess what? I'm really not a creative person at all. Whatever happens to me, I just repeat it right back to you. Okay, here we go. So back when I had this 5 acres, Old Westlake on the hill or right by the Westlake police station, Old Westlake, off Westlake Drive, that I bought for nothing in 97 when I got this weird paycheck. I was like, I got paid off something like, I'm going to go buy 5 acres in Westlake, which if you know Austin, let me explain. Westlake is where all these super crazy billionaires. That's what Michael Dell lives in Westlake. Joe Rogan lives in Westlake. Elon Musk lives in Westlake. That's who's hanging out in Westlake. So in 97, I got paid off this weird deal, and all I did was take that money and go buy 5 acres in Westlake. And then I know all these pickup truck illegal Mexican dudes who are all my friends forever. Hey, come over here and build me a mansion for 90% off retail, CCCC. So that's what's going on. So I ended up with this 5,000 square foot mansion with heated swimming pool, with not 1, not 2, but 3 waterfall fountains that my wife at the time, she's all about these waterfalls. She's all about these waterfalls. Oh, that's a whole other story about waterfalls. Remind me of that. Anyway, so here I am in this whole thing. Well, everything I just told you, that takes about 9 months. Okay, so I got all that going on. Meanwhile, in Westlake, on that 5 acres, there's 5,000 cedar trees. And also we call them cedar trees. The scientific name for them is juniper trees. So whatever. Anyway, basically, all these dang cedars are probably, 200 years old. None of them ever been trimmed at all. And you cannot walk 5 feet on that dang property without one of these little ancient, messed up cedar branches literally slashing your arms, and you're just bloody off these dang cedars. So me and my wife at the time, every Saturday and Sunday, we get these damn little limb choppers that you get at Home Depot. We go out there and just chop cedar all day Saturday and Sunday. Well, that goes on for a year to clean 5 acres of freaking cedar trees. Oh my God. But somehow, my wife at the time just really enjoyed that. It was kind of her, Zen meditation thing to do. Then Sunday night, we'd pile up all those cedar branches up on the road. Then Monday, I'd call my illegal Mexican contractor with his truck. I say, hey, man, his name is I got a bunch of them, but let's just say Edgardo. Back then, it was Edgardo. Edgar. I call him and say, hola, Edgar, vámonos aquí y saque esta rama, which is Spanish for, hey, Edgar, get over here and get these branches. And he goes, sí, ahorita. Man, he didn't even charge me for that at all because he's getting paid off building that house and all kinds of other stuff. So that's how it worked. So all this is going on. Well, this goes on for 3 years. One Saturday, I'm still chopping these dang cedars every weekend for 3 freaking years. Not to mention cleaning that dang swimming pool every day. Not to mention cleaning those dang 3 fountains once a month. That's a lot of work. So I'm doing that 3 years later. I am standing on, what am I, 29 years old. Gotta understand, right now I'm 300 pounds, but at 29 years old, I look like Brad Pitt in the movie 300. I was muscular, ripped, long blonde hair, freaking totally different deal. So I'm out there in my front yard chopping these dang cedar with this shitty little clipper thing. And all of a sudden, a limousine pulls up. Old school big black limousine, okay? Keep in mind, I'm wearing like cut off jeans, no shirt, like these little boat shoes that I would wear. And I'm standing out there, just sweaty and all dirty. And here comes this big stretch limousine, parks right in front of my house. Who gets out of that limousine? I'm looking at that limo. I'm like, what is he doing here? Keep in mind, this is a private road. It's a one-lane, little windy road that only goes to my house. We don't get no traffic. You never see a car coming down that weird little road, ever. But here comes this big stretch limousine. Anyway, so I'm like, what is that? And then the door opens. Guess who gets out of that limo? I cannot make this up. I'm just not creative at all. The guy who gets out of the limo is kind of this weird, kind of maybe 59-year-old Jewish dude. He just kind of looks at me. I look at him. He goes, hey, cool house. I go, thanks. And he goes, is it for sale? And I'm thinking about that. I'm like, well, make an offer. He goes, well, I need to take a look. I said, sure, come in, look around, because the truth is that I can share with you that I don't care what you're talking about with human beings. Everything is for sale if you offer the right price. Okay, man, if you're going to come in here and buy out my 5 acres in Westlake with this 5,000 square foot mansion and the heating swimming pool and the dang 3 fountains, then come on with it. So he comes in. Meanwhile, on the other side of the limo, here comes his hot 23-year-old smoking hot girlfriend. And she is stone cold Persian. That's an Iranian chick. And she's like, hi. So we go in my house, kind of looking around. And they're just looking around. And I just look at him like, can I ask a question? He goes, sure. And I go, are you Garry Shandling? And he goes, yes. And then I go, wow, dude, you want some coffee, tea, beer, water, sparkling water, Perrier, root beer, Schweppes, ginger ale. I got all kinds of stuff in here. And he goes, yeah, I'll take a Schweppes ginger ale. Okay, so I get that. Then I look at this 23-year-old smoking hot Persian chick. I go, what do you want? And she goes, you got to make me coffee. I go, okay. So I fucking brew up this dang pot of coffee. We take the Schweppes ginger ale. We get the coffee. We go over and sit down in what we called the sunroom. Well, the sunroom was off the living room. That's a whole other part of the house. It was totally big-ass 12-foot glass windows on 3 sides with these badass $30,000 Italian couches that my wife at the time had to special order out of Milan, Italy. That took 6 months to get there. Like I said, I am not a creative person. I cannot make this up. This is absolutely true. So, we're sitting there for like 2 hours just talking about everything. And then I said, Garry, back then I was really into songwriting. I'd already written hundreds of songs, playing that dang Takamine acoustic guitar, which, if you know about guitars, Takaminis are horrible, but that's what I was into. So I said, hey, Garry, is it okay if I play you a song? Garry looks at me and goes, maybe. He goes, I really don't know about music. I say, well, that doesn't matter. Either you like it or you don't. You can't hurt my feelings. He goes, well. Then he looks at this 23-year-old Persian chick. He goes, you want to hear the song? She looks at me and she goes, guess what? She ain't 23. I made an assumption. Nah. She's about 38 years old. She just looks 23. And then she looks straight at me and she says, guess what? I said, what? She says, stone cold true. And you can Google this. She says, I wrote all the lyrics for the band The Scorpions. Nobody ever heard of The Scorpions. What's their song? I don't know. They had a bunch of big hits in the 80s. Kind of like glam rock pop metal band out of Germany. But those German cats, they didn't speak one word of English. Somehow they found this chick. She wrote all their lyrics they ever did and gave them to him. And then lead singer dude of Scorpions, who was bald on the top, and then he had long hair, but amazing singer. He didn't know English at all. He would just sing these lyrics phonetically, like syllable by syllable. He just memorized them. Whatever that was, that's what he's saying. That guy doesn't understand one word of what he's saying, but they probably made like $200 million. So she tells me all this, and I go, okay. And then she said, tell you what, can you help me find my own recording studio to buy in Austin? I look at her and go, yes. She goes, okay. In that case, play me your song. So I go get my Takamine acoustic guitar. I sit down there. What's the song I play? Let me think. I've written at this point, over 1,000 songs. I totally forget. What was that song? Oh, Grand Central Morning was the name of that song. Grand Central Morning. It's kind of a down-tempo, just sort of a chill song. But those lyrics are amazing, and there's some pretty cool guitar stuff. So I play all that for her. Kind of a long song. She just looks at me, doesn't say a word. Then Gary looks at me and goes, you know what he says? Needs work. My name is R.W. Rushing, live out of South Austin. Tip your bartender. Find me online. Love you guys.